Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
Angela walked across campus, heading towards the English building to talk with one of her professors about the grade she had received on her latest essay. It was late, but she knew he stayed in his office much later into the night than this, grading papers, so she was pretty sure she could catch him. But before she could take another step, she got a sickening feeling in her stomach, and a sensation like someone taking an ice pick to her brain. She went to move forward and the feelings were doubled, causing her to stumble backward. Once she was far enough, the sensations vanished, leaving her head aching and her stomach turning, but nothing on the level she had felt only moments before. She didn't know what that was, but she didn't want to test it out any more than she already had. She turned around, assuring herself she could talk to her professor about the grade later, and walked quickly back to her car. Angela wasn't the only one diverted, as the Mindbreaker's influence spread over the university's English building, strongly deterring anyone who might try to approach while they conducted their business. They had already made too much of a scene fighting the Inquisition at the library. They didn't need to upset their employers any more than they already had by leaving more bodies behind than were necessary. At least, that's what his husband said. The Mindbreaker cared little about such things, but he was willing to let his husband take the lead. After all, that was his area of expertise. But when it came to messing with minds, that's where the Mindbreaker was the expert. Which is why, while no one was willing to come close to the English building, no one inside the building was aware of the enchantment, and they would find any attempt to escape very difficult. The Mindbreaker smiled as his husband's children shambled into the building, closing in on their prey.
Hey guys, what building are we in?
I'm not happy, Jonathan.
You guys are in the English building. Rian is outside in the van still because he's stayed behind.
That's true.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I thought he was with us.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not happy,
right.
Jonathan.
Well, this is actually, if you remember, right now it's not night yet.
So, okay.
He left off with all of us except Rian in Professor Gerald Baker's office, and he said he was going to make the plan.
Yes.
So, leaving right off from there. To begin, whichever party comes for us first, they will undoubtedly do whatever they can to separate us from the outside world, along with any aid we might attempt to call. Luckily for us, they won't attempt another assault like the one at the library until dark, so we have some time to prepare.
All right. Sounds like standard operating procedure.
Any questions?
Well, what exactly are we preparing then?
Well, in short, traps. Whichever side is coming for us first, they will undoubtedly send in their grunts, their goons, their minions first. So we'll need to take them out.
All right.
I know the geography of this place well enough that I can construct a series of magical booby traps of sorts, I suppose you'd call them. Unfortunately, I cannot be everywhere at once, so do any of you have anything resembling skill in art? Or at the very least, can duplicate something that I give you?
What's the skill? What's the skill in art, Jonathan?
Wasn't there an awesome discussion about this?
There was a discussion about this.
It is coordination based in the characteristic of your choice. That's not, like brawn necessarily.
Yeah.
It would have to be like.
Unless maybe it's sculpting. I feel like that would be bronze.
I was about to say that, yeah. I just feel like...
Yeah, it would have to be your character's art style would determine it, but.
Yeah. Because I have coordination.
In an artistic sense?
I mean, she's artsy.
She's probably the closest.
The closest?
I don't know.
I
don't know where everyone's at with that. Elianna, wait, no! Frick!
Nice.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
I almost forget.
Elianna dropped.
It doesn't come up often, okay? We don't know very much about her anyway.
That's fair.
Things that make it easier to remember the stuff we do know.
Fair enough.
Elianna kind of raises her hand like, I mean, I can try. Depends on what it is.
All right. He opens like some drawers and rifles through some papers and pulls out several sheets, and they have just like these runic symbols and arcane writing on them. So you're the autistic one then? I'm going to need you to go to certain points, which I will specify, around the building, and I want you to duplicate these symbols exactly in the way that I tell you. They will act as a sort of a focus for the energies. I'll be doing the ritual myself, but with these symbols in various key locations within the building, they will be able to act as a sort of security grid.
How complicated are these symbols?
Fairly. So he looks over the rest of us. So, the rest of you are going to be completely useless for this part then?
Well, I wouldn't say completely useless, but if you're asking me to draw complex circles, that yes, yes, I'm useless.
All right, fine. You, Mr. Nephilim, here's a map of the building. I've marked all the appropriate spots. You will mark the spots for her. So go on, use the map, and make it so that when she reaches there, she knows exactly where to draw beforehand.
I can do that.
Well, hurry, go.
Oh, okay.
Voltaire has flashbacks to certain times, and he's just like, shudders and leaves.
Huh?
Nice.
All right, Elianna follows, I guess.
Okay. What is Elianna's artistic skill then?
It is 3 and 4.
And I am going to flip a story point to upgrade the difficulty.
Push it back, please. This is important.
It is. I just wanted the chance of despair because arcane rituals with a major flaw, that can go badly.
Oh boy. I just like the way you said it is.
Oh dear.
Nice. All right. So when they leave, he turns to.
I like how he didn't say how well I did. We're just gonna find out later.
Which of you can drive quickly? Or otherwise move quickly. I need someone fast. Come on.
Driving specifically?
Well, if you have another way to move as fast as a vehicle, then that works too.
What do you need?
Well, the ritual will need a list of ingredients. I will need someone to purchase them for me.
I can.
All right. Well, first things first, you'll need to go to this address. When you meet, talk to a store clerk, tell them to take you to the Beyond section. That is where you will find the ingredients you need.
Is this Bed Bath & Beyond? This is me out of character.
Oh my gosh, it's Bed Bath & Beyond. I would like to see the Beyond section, please.
Yes! Oh, you mad genius, you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, she's just gonna take it and head out.
I will not be paying since you are all the reason why I'm in this trouble in the first place, so you can pay for the ingredients.
She just keeps walking.
I like how he sends off the rich people and then is like, all right, whoever's remaining, you get to pay for this next bit.
How does Andi react to a Rian that's disguised looking exactly like Jonathan?
She's very confused. I guess she gets in the car and she just
sees a tall blonde.
Well, no, I feel like she gets into the driver's seat and she doesn't look back at first. She's going to be like, "Hey, Rian, I'm gonna head to the store, okay?"
She doesn't know it's Rian.
Well, she just doesn't look behind her.
She
just
hasn't
knows that he's in
seen
the car.
you yet. She just assumes it's like, oh, Rian's in the back.
Yeah, because he's not in the front, so he must be in the back.
Yeah, he'd be in the back. He'd be like, all right.
He still sounds like himself, right?
Yeah, for the moment.
Okay.
I'm debating if he'll change accents or not, but For now, he's staying as is. All right. Where exactly are we going?
She plugs the address into.
Yeah. And the address pops up and is Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh my gosh.
It's like they handed it to you.
I think we're gonna go get some new towels and maybe some throw pillows.
Why?
I don't know. And she just starts driving.
Rian just rolls his eyes and buckles up.
I enjoyed this duo.
All right, and they drive off.
Is anybody else having like the horror movie vibe of the party splitting up?
No.
Or is it just me?
I think it's just you.
It's just you. We've
It's
already
just
done,
me?
we've
Okay, I'm
already done
paranoid.
this
We're good.
a few times to the point where it's like standard.
Is that what you were
There
flashing
you go,
back
Zander.
to?
No, but
So Andi and Rian head over to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Do I need to make a driving check? You said I need to do this fast.
Yes, you do need to make a driving check.
All right. Well, 3 yellow and a green.
It normally would take 15 minutes, but with your driving, you are able to do it in only 10 minutes.
Nice.
Oh, that's,
Cool.
that's a lot closer than
Unnecessary, but okay.
We're in a hurry.
Unnecessary,
15 minutes isn't that long.
Said to do it fast, so do it fast.
Yeah. I mean, she
All right,
tried.
you
She
reach
was going
Bed-
fast.
You reach Bed Bath & Beyond.
Cool.
Rian's gonna get out of the van with Andi and walk to the store with her.
So you walk into Bed Bath & Beyond,
Do
and
I think something has to happen first.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
does
Is that
how does
Andi?
Andi
Right,
react to Rian?
God, let's have that happen.
So I get out of the van.
Andi sees Rian. How does she react?
Yeah, so I guess Andi gets out of the van and she goes and opens. Or does Rian? He can get himself out of a car. He's an adult.
So Rian gets out. And about the moment you park the van, gets out.
Very fast. All right. So so you're outside the van when she gets out of the car.
Yeah.
She'll probably just assume you're a bystander and like look in the van and Rian's not there.
When Andi looks in the van, he has to be like, "Are you looking for someone?"
You know, I was, but I think I found them.
All right.
She just looks really confused, kind of squinty-eyed at you.
Well, shall we go get what we need?
Yeah, let's go.
I love imagining Jonathan, but like speaking with the
In a
mannerisms and accent of a cowboy
Rian.
version of Nathaniel.
Looking for someone?
That's a way to imagine.
I love it. I think it's great.
All right, so y'all head in.
Yeah, she'll just go to the customer service desk.
Rian's gonna be following you.
And there's a young man at the desk like, "Oh, hello, how can I help you today?"
Hi, I'm looking for the Beyond section.
Funny. And what are you looking for in the Beyond section?
She got like a list of things, right?
Mhm.
She just pulls it out, puts it on the desk.
Looks at the list. Oh, okay, not a prankster. Sorry for that. We get a few people who don't know what they're talking about asking for the Beyond section every now and then. Come on.
That's all right. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and so he leads you down an aisle, like past the like beds and stuff, and then goes like halfway down one aisle with like silverware and stuff, and then just gestures to the left, like wall of the aisle with stuff. It's like, all right, just turn this way.
She'll do that.
Rian follows.
And you just walk through the aisle into a completely different store.
Oh gosh.
What does it look like? Tell me, Jonathan.
It looks exactly like Bed Bath & Beyond in its structure, except the stock is completely different. Like, they don't have any, like, creepy lighting or anything, but, like, instead of soaps and stuff, they've got Eye of Newt, just all these just various arcane ingredients.
Cool.
You see a shelf that's got bottles of, like, swirling sand, and a shelf where it's got, like,
Here's a
Tupperware.
real question. Where are the shopping carts?
In the same place they'd normally be.
Oh, she's saying, thank you. And she just kind of wanders away to the shopping cart and she just tries to find the thing on the list. She's a very practical shopper.
So yeah, Rian's just following you the entire time, staying quiet. And once you get the cart, he says, "So you do know exactly what we're looking for, right?"
I mean, I personally have never. I know, but I have a list, so yes.
All right. Just so you know, I have no idea of anything at the moment.
That's all right.
You walk past like one shelf that's like shaking a bit as like the things on it have been strapped down, and there's this green gelatinous fluid that's like bouncing around in its containers.
Fortunately, Andress is not a very naturally curious person, so
Yeah.
she'll find what she needs.
Rian is, when you walk by that, Rian just takes a step away from it.
Fine. She assumes
All right.
that if we're selling it at the store, it's probably safe enough, so she's going to go about her business.
Nice.
Do I find what I need? What do I need with, by the way?
I think you need a perception check for that.
Sure.
No, the store is like, if you don't really need to. The store is pretty well stocked, and if like you absolutely needed help, you
sure,
could
there's people for that. Why do I need to look for things?
The question is, do you have enough money to purchase the things?
If I don't, I'm just going to call Voltaire and have him Venmo me. I live in the modern age, man.
I like
What's
how
your
you think
wealth?
Voltaire knows enough about cell phones to have Venmo.
She probably, I don't know, if he didn't, she just
I don't
asked
know, he
Elianna.
might, but
There are other people.
So,
true.
so you have to make a wealth check.
Yeah, okay. So,
What's your
oh
wealth?
no.
it's higher than we discussed, Caitlin. Don't
Okay,
worry.
good.
I have 2 yellows and a green. It's still
That's
not that
alright.
high.
So you've got money. You
Yeah,
just
buddy.
don't
I just
have
don't
an
have, like, a lot of
overabundance
money.
of
So
it.
Yeah.
you got some more money than
Like,
me, man.
she could have more money if she wanted more money. She just doesn't.
All right.
Okay, in like the normal person way, or like
No.
okay, I didn't think so.
This will be a hard check.
Oh,
You do not have enough money.
It's okay. I'll just call. I'll ask Rian to call someone because I still have no one's phone number.
That's
Hey, Rian, can you call Elianna or Voltaire or someone who has the money to pay for these things?
yeah. Just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Pulls out his phone. Speed dials Voltaire. Oh, he left. Shoot.
Zander.
Speed dials, Elianna.
Scratch that.
Line was
Speed
busy.
dials. Speed
It hit
dials.
voicemail.
Elianna.
Cool. Elianna answers the phone. Hello.
Hey, Elianna. We've run into a bit of a snag out here at the store, and, well, Andy's gonna need a little extra cash to help pay for everything we need.
Oh, sure. Does Andy have any like? Does she have like a PayPal or Venmo or something?
Here, let me hand you over to her. Hands his phone over to Andy.
Hello.
Hey, how can I
Hey, sorry
send
about
money?
this.
No, you're good.
Oh, just PayPal, Venmo, one of those. Either.
Okay. Elianna gets Andy's Venmo, I guess.
Yeah,
All right. What is your wealth skill?
My wealth skill
significantly higher.
is 4 yellow and 4 green. But Jonathan, do you remember? No, it's 4 yellow. Sorry.
For yellow and
Sorry, I'm
yellow,
still
four green.
sorry. I'm still trying to.
I know you're rich, but
No,
what?
if 4
That's
ranks.
more than
4
filthy,
ranks
Rick.
and 4 characteristics. But Jonathan, there
He owns a
was
small
the thing that we
country.
discussed before, as well as
Is
factor.
the thing that we discussed before.
Yeah, just as a reminder. I don't know if that will affect anything, but
Not quite yet, because you haven't bought anything yet.
I didn't think about it like that. That's not what I thought about like that.
Hang on, whoa.
You know, it's fine. Nothing's wrong.
I mean, the money either going to transfer or it's not.
That's what I
We're
thought.
about to find out. I love this. This is great.
All right, the money does transfer.
That's very comforting, Caitlin.
Caitlin over here, low key
It's like, no, it's fine.
No,
I
it's
blame
Transferred.
Zander for leaving the room when they needed him.
Elianna does not think that anything's wrong because I did not think of this, so she will also not have thought of this.
Oh,
They're going to be fun.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what did he say?
The threats will be fun.
kick.
I mean, that's fine. She'll go to pay for these things with the money she received from Elianna, and if it doesn't work, she'll just call Voltaire.
Sounds
No,
good.
it's fine for now.
So you do give Rian back his phone, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously. So I buy the thing. Yes?
That's the thing.
Yep.
I may have made a mistake. It's okay.
No regrets, Caitlin. No regrets.
No
Is it
regrets.
like,
Yeah, there's
it's like
fine.
money is
There's like-
gonna disappear or something?
No, it's fine.
No.
There's some like essence of salamander and some other stuff in there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fine.
Alright. So I need to do another driving check?
Yep.
Do I crash?
No, it just takes a bit longer this time.
Traffic.
Yep, you run into a small traffic jam.
I love just the idea of getting
Well, I
to just
can't
bear
do
on a
anything
driving
about
check.
that.
Like, oh, oops, you crashed.
Gone.
Well, that's kind of how it works in real life.
It's true.
While they were at Bed Bath and Beyond and driving everything, what else? Because there's still Joan, Cayden, and Julie in the room with the professor who have not been given tasks to do.
That we'll get into a bit later.
Okay, sure.
We're going doing a bit of transitioning between future and present sort of
Okay.
thing. I'm experimenting with that idea.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'm behind this. I like this.
Okay.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So, moving forward in time, the Bone Mage's skeletal minions make their way into the building. That jangling of bones echoing through the empty halls. When they hit the first marked post that Elianna drew. Let's see how good this ritual spell was.
I'm sorry. Usually more of an impressionist vibe, so I hope I did a good job.
Now the impressionist vibe makes it even better. What are you talking about?
No, that's
For copying precise rituals, I would want realism to be my
Yeah.
That's
like it's like the Van Gogh episode of Doctor Who. Just like we would never have this problem with one of those proper painters.
Jeez.
When he's got the machine that's trying to like determine the monster's identity, but Van Gogh's painting of it is too abstract.
Really?
Difficulty.
Huh.
Doctors.
That's genius.
Fight me, doctor.
So you guys got a triumph on the wealth check. So those are extra good ingredients that you were able to acquire from the Beyond section,
Nice.
giving the blue die to the
Dang.
ritual. But with those on the side, right, gonna flip a story point.
flip it back.
All right, so they pass by the first pillar and nothing happens. Skeletons march further into the building. The jangling sound of bones echoing through the halls, getting louder and closer. And then they reach the second pillar. There is an explosion of magical energies.
Okay.
Heck yes.
We can breathe now.
We're okay.
For now.
And then after a moment of silence, the jangling continues. And over the next minute, 3 more explosions follow.
What time of the day is it?
Night. And finally, after the final explosion, there are no more sounds of jangling bones. With each explosion, the sounds continued but decreased in their numerousness.
Decent start.
Well. The Bone Mage's voice rasps. It would appear you were prepared for my children. Well, I have more bones than just these scraps. If you wish to leave this building alive, you can give me the spell. I know you're here, Professor. I know you got the children to protect you. They will not be enough. Hand over the spell, and I will leave. I am a professional, after all. Earlier in the day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to roughly the middle of the episode. This episode is a couple weeks late, And I'm so sorry. Finals happened, and then technical difficulties, and the holidays, and then today is a day late. But it's a day late because some of the gang got to get together in person for the first time in a couple of years. So I think that is reasonably justifiable. Not that I gotta justify anything. I just have anxiety. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the episode. I can't keep saying I really like this episode because I really like pretty much every episode. I just like this story. I like these characters. They're going through a lot. It's fine. I hope you are enjoying it as much as I am enjoying it. And if you are, please, please, please consider telling a friend. That's how people know about the podcast, as it is how most people know about anything, for the most part. Speaking of friends, at this time I would like to thank Aimee Clark, Richard Wyatt, and Shane Ruman for being our wonderful, beautiful, fabulous patrons. If you would also like to be a wonderful, beautiful, fabulous patron, please head on over to patreon.com/the Genesys and sign up for one of our tiers. Any tier level gets you a shout out in the mid-roll here, so everyone gets to hear your beautiful name. And just this week, I think, because I'm good at keeping track of time, we moved some stuff around, and the NPC Namesake Award is reward, whatever. If you pay us $10, we'll name a character after you in a campaign. We're starting a new campaign right now. That doesn't mean the Unseen World is anywhere close to being over. There's so much of it. There's so much of it, guys. We just record 500 years ahead of schedule. So we have a bunch of slots for named characters. Characters named after you. And I give you full permission to brag about it to whoever you want to. Please brag about it to whoever you want to. Anyway, go check that out. There's a bunch of other fun stuff over there. We just released our first audio reward for the random reward of the month for the $5 tier, which is my favorite. Pretty low price for a whole lot of spice. Not like spice, just fun things. Random things every month. If you want to support us elsewhere, please tell us what you think about stuff, or just talk about us on Tumblr, or YouTube, or Facebook, or Twitter. I mean, YouTube, you can. I mean, if you did, I would simply perish. I would simply perish from joy. But we're on there, is what I was supposed to say. I was supposed to say that we're on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. I already said Twitter. This is going great. We also have a Discord server. Please come hang out. Everybody's really nice. And sometimes we do post to play to post to, I don't remember what it's called. Written roleplay things, but they're little horror things. And they're really fun, and people really like them. And you get to learn secrets about the world that you wouldn't know otherwise. And then when you listen to the podcast, you can be like, oh my gosh, I know all about this. They're about to be in big trouble. Or you can spot character secrets before they're actually revealed, because you played a character that had that specific ability. It's a really good time, and I recommend you come check it out. We do one every, several months-ish or so. It's not super regular, but when they do happen, it's pretty sick. Anyway, all that stuff is linked down in the description below. Please go check that stuff out. Just randomly, because I feel like it, go check out Emily, who did our art, Emily Jones. In the very bottom of the description is a link to her Instagram or her website. I don't remember, but you should go check her out because she's exceptionally talented, and she has, I don't know that she's open for commissions right now, but she's open for commissions sometimes. Again, thank you so very much for listening. If you're listening to this around New Year's, this year, or next year or in years to come, or at any other time of year, I hope that you're doing well. I hope you have a good year. I hope you have safe travels if you are traveling. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Tonight, this morning, this afternoon, tomorrow. Just, you're wonderful. Have a time. Have a time that is good. Take care of yourself. I don't know what I'm on today. I'm high on friendship. I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye-bye.
Alright, those of you who are left. They're going to send the minions in first, but they send the minions in first specifically because they are cannon fodder. They have no purpose other than that. Once we eliminate the cannon fodder, that is when they will send whatever their bigger guns are. So before I say anything more, does anyone have anything resembling an idea in their heads? I assume, if you are the expert hunters that you claim you are, that you would have some idea to deal with the...
Right now he's talking to Cayden and Joan.
Joan, and Julie.
Yeah.
Julie. Okay.
Well, that really still depends on what the bigger guns are.
I assume you're familiar with both of our adversaries?
Somewhat, yeah. I could make some guesses. I guess, could he make a knowledge supernatural check to figure out what the bigger guns might actually be?
Yeah.
Let's do that, sure.
So, obviously, on one side, you know the Mindbreaker and the Bone Mage themselves are big guns.
Fair.
You don't know much about the Inquisition's big guns, other than you know that they have Crusaders.
Would it be a solid guess to compare them to Moroni and what he does?
You could guess that.
Does he feel certain about that guess?
Does he?
That's no. Okay.
You know that the Inquisition, when they want stuff wrecked, they send in the Crusaders. But that's all you've really heard about it.
It'd probably be good to talk to... Well, okay, he'll suggest this. To better understand the big guns of the Inquisition, we might need to ask Voltaire a little bit more. All I know is if they want something wrecked, as it were, they'd send in Crusaders. As for the Bone Mage and the Mindbreaker, other than, well, he could have really rare skeletons to work with, but they themselves are also very powerful big guns.
Do you have any ideas of the sort of skeletons he might have in his possession?
We're trying to remember some of the things Voltaire said with regards to his collection. I know that he was interested in dinosaur bones. So possibly ancient exotic animals, or possibly even the bones of other monsters.
All right, I'm hearing a lot of speculation with little basis. Go find your friend who apparently knows more than you do.
Fine, fair enough.
Basic speculation is not helpful.
He goes to find Voltaire.
You'd find him halfway through marking the areas for Elianna to draw.
Voltaire, I have a couple questions. Well, the professor has a couple questions.
Oh, all right. Let's walk and talk.
All right. Like, as they're walking and talking, we know that they'll probably send just a bunch of normal undead skeletons first, and that'll be what he calls the grunts or cannon fodder. And the Inquisition would send some of them, mortal soldiers. We could probably handle that pretty easily.
Yes.
What we don't know exactly, and what we need your help with, is the bigger guns. What would they send in next? I know that the Inquisition would send Crusaders, but I don't know what that means exactly.
I'd like to think Voltaire knows what that means, but I also think that would require a knowledge check.
It would.
Would he get like a blue die because of his experience with the Inquisition?
He would.
That's knowledge supernatural, yes?
Yep.
2 yellow, 1 green.
You guys are not rolling a lot of successes today.
That's not what I want to hear.
No, I don't want to hear that either.
Take it back. Say the other thing. Strike that. Reverse it.
Gee, you're rolling a lot of successes today.
Yay! Thank you.
For whatever reason, that does not make me feel better.
That did not make me feel better.
It's called denial, fellas. Come on.
Okay, Voltaire, you undoubtedly have encountered some crusaders, but with this role, you don't know a lot of details other than what little you've experienced yourself. Crusaders are, you could call them the fist of the Inquisition. They are paladin types that are like some of the most steadfast in their devotion to the Inquisition. You fought one before in full plate armor, usually with a massive two-handed weapon of some kind, and just full of self-righteous dedication and like vengeance. And it's not easy to put them down.
Okay, but it's possible.
Yeah, they're still human.
Okay. So, Voltaire is like, yes. Usually when they want something to no longer exist, that's when the Inquisition sends in the Crusaders. Think somewhere along the lines of your friends, Mr. Johnson, except more heavily armored and with about 3 times the ego.
All right. That makes things a little difficult. All right. Then what can you tell me about the Bone Mage's more special collection? You know, if he, he might just use the standard bones at first, but if he wants to send in big guns, it's either send himself or...
Oh no. He wouldn't come himself unless he absolutely had to.
So what might he bring as his big guns?
Would this require another knowledge check?
No, you have only encountered one item in his special collection.
A she.
Yes, the bones of a she. His collection includes items of that tier.
I honestly don't know much about his special collection. Most of the people who end up seeing that part of his collection don't end up living to tell the tale.
All right, well...
But I know he does have the bones of a she.
He stops. Like, Cayden stops walking for a moment. I'm... As good as my hearing is, please tell me I didn't hear that right.
Unfortunately, my friend, you heard me correctly.
He just rubs his head.
And you can expect that tier of munition to come from his big guns.
All right, we need to talk to the professor. Probably around this time is when we arrive at his office, or a little bit after. And I guess we just relay this information to the professor.
Why are she bones so fancy?
It's essentially him having control over a she.
Remember the bobbin she?
Yeah.
It's because they're powerful supernatural entities
Okay.
that usually don't... Most supernatural entities, they don't let people get a hold of their bones.
Mm-hmm. Can they do, like, magic as bone zombies? Or, like, why are they scary? Why are they more scary than other zombies?
Well, you could ask Voltaire this, and he could tell you what the Bone Mage used the she's bones for.
All right, okay. I was just wondering if you would tell me. If you won't, that's fine. I'm just gonna be over here painting symbols on the walls.
Cayden is just thinking about the implications of it, and he truly doesn't really want to know at this moment what he did with...
It's like, that sounds bad.
Just everything about that just sounds bad. And he's like, and it's that tier. And it's like,
Bad juju.
Yes.
Lots of bad juju.
Lots of bad juju.
Personally, I have no clue. Rian probably also doesn't have a clue as to why she bones are dangerous.
Ignorance is...
Are we even there?
No.
No.
So it doesn't matter.
This is just
I'm just saying this.
Cayden freaking out a
Yeah,
little
no,
bit.
I feel you.
All right. Yeah, but yeah, we arrive, we relay this back to the professor.
All right, so Crusaders on one hand, and the bones of dangerous supernatural entities on the other. That is brilliant. We're going to want to have all of your, going to need to catch them by surprise somehow. But they know we're here. Well, I can make people invisible, Joan adds in. I'm pretty good with veils. I can throw up a veil around some of us, maybe some of our fighters, catch whatever he's got cooking off guard.
Or better yet, catch him off guard and cut the beast off at the head.
This is the first intelligent thing you've said in this day.
It's been known to happen.
He's so rude.
To be fair, we did just walk into his life of solitude and not being...
Down.
We literally... And then it's like, hey, more people are coming right behind this time. And they're worse than us.
We're here to help him, okay? What have
The enemy
you
of
done
your
with
enemy
us?
is going to be your friend.
All right, well, little Magus, you can veil your friends, and yes, you want to, based on locations where we have the trap set up, I think I know where, if everything goes according to plan, where you will be able to be behind whatever their big guns are when they arrive. All right, so who's going to be part of your ambush? Cayden? I assume you're in?
Yep.
We're probably going to want Rian for this, too.
Definitely, when he comes back, we'll fill him in. Voltaire, do you think you could assist us in this ambush?
Of course.
All right.
Julie's like, I'm probably not going to be part of that. I think I'll stay behind with Elianna, and I guess the professor, maybe. I don't know where he'll be. And, well, we're going to want Andi, too.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll send Julie to hang with Elianna, hang back behind the defenses, and the rest of us, we'll see how good of a veil I can throw up for us. All right.
I love this. This is
before we break. Voltaire would also volunteer. He's just like, I might be able to get a little more information, but I'd have to know what else we would like to know.
What kind of information?
The angelic kind.
What, do you have an open channel?
A little. Every now and then.
That's interesting. That's not a very common ability, even among Nephilim.
What can I say?
I suppose your angelic parent must be more, what's the term? Involved than most.
We're working that out.
Well, anyways, we'd want to know what sort of things they're going to throw at us. And I suppose it would be good to know who exactly is coming for us.
Okay.
I was going by the assumption of we have to prepare for multiple possibilities, but if you have some literal divine inspiration you can give us, then I'm all ears.
After he says that, Voltaire's eyes...
Heroic ability.
Flick on and bingo, bingo, boom. Heroic ability. Duration 5.
He wants those long conversations.
He's tired of his father dipping out after one question.
So, everything goes white, and Voltaire is in that place with his father again.
Long time no see.
Whatever it is you wish to know, my son, please be swift. Things are progressing faster than expected.
You're telling me. Anyway, down to business. What exactly will they be sending after us?
Which they?
The collective they? The Bone Mage and the Inquisition? Because I'm assuming they're both going to be coming.
The Bone Mage has increased his collection over the years, but he can only carry so much of it at a time. He possesses a bag like your own, but even such an object can only carry so much power in it at once.
Okay.
He will most likely be bringing forth his most recent acquisition.
And what exactly would that be?
The bones of a demon.
Ah.
And I speak not of imps, or of succubi or incubi, but of fiends.
He certainly has been busy, hasn't he? Excellent, okay. What about the Inquisition? Will there be more than just crusaders?
They have no plans to send crusaders this night.
Excellent, that's comforting. What do they plan to send?
They do not know. They are arguing. His face kind of turns away as if he's watching something happening somewhere else. They cannot agree. They are arguing.
Okay.
One wishes to bring fire, the other shadow.
Okay. Neither of those are comforting, but it lets us know what they're thinking about.
The master of the city, he senses me. I must go.
Okay.
Be well, my son.
I'll try.
And then you're back.
Okay. I have good news, and I have less good news.
Well,
What's the less good news?
The less good news is the Bone Mage's most recent acquisition is that of a demon.
what variety?
Fiend, I believe he said.
The professor just lets out like a string of curses.
Cayden follows up with like 2 short ones.
And I imagine him being him, that like it phases through 3 different languages before it stops.
Yeah, several of the language, like the swears come in several languages. Well, you wouldn't happen to have any blessed weapons on you, would you?
Actually, I do.
Oh?
Been a while, but I imagine I'm still proficient enough to hold my own.
Vague, but all right, I suppose.
And the good, there's a few pieces of better news. The Bone Mage's resources will be limited in terms of his special collection, being as one can only transport so much power in a bag of holding.
That is of mixed.
Like I said, better. Not great, but better.
Like, good, he can only carry so much with him. But the reason that it's because of how powerful the bones are is not comforting.
Yes, well, that's what we have. And the Inquisition is arguing as to the best way to end us. He said they're arguing between bringing fire and bringing shadow.
Trust an angel to be entirely unhelpful with how cryptic they are.
Welcome to a good portion of my life.
I wouldn't complain if I were you. You've got a more direct line to the divine than most could boast.
Fat lot of good it's done me.
Well, all right then. Swapping forward.
All right, what blessed stuff does Voltaire have on him?
He has some of his old weapons.
Oh, we'd have to pull it out when we're prepping.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we're prepping for an ambush, and we might need, like, Cayden has his blessed brass knuckles, but in truth, he doesn't really want to fight that close to a fiend. Just in all honesty.
So the only blessed weapons Rian has are a pair of hunting knives, so he's going to get close and personal no matter what.
I mean, we are invisible,
Voltaire
so that
has-
will assist.
Voltaire has a bow.
He has a bow? What?
He has a bow?
A blessed bow?
I mean, it's
What?
got to be ranged. His ranged is his whole thing.
That's pretty sick.
I know, but
And things
Is that ranged? Is that a ranged heavy weapon?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I
Sick.
what?
That is sick. That's I like it.
I thought a bow was a ranged light.
All right.
That's his
I'm
bow.
going to use Joan's brilliant casting
Okay.
Ooh.
to add more advantages to this check, so she
Nice.
veil everyone in the ambush party.
Beautiful. So who is on the ambush party?
Joan, Voltaire, Rian, Andi, Cayden.
Point of order. Voltaire would have downed an energy drink before the ambush.
Nice. Oh, speaking of which, people who aren't actively running around this whole time, and actually even people that this is a full day, so you've got time to make 2 cool checks.
Cool.
My
Cool.
I would like to do that.
fine.
If you're fine, then that's awesome. We don't need to roll for you.
What are cool checks for? Is that strange?
Recover strain for those who have strain.
Cover strain.
I would like to do that.
Somehow I don't have any.
Joan has at her strain threshold.
Right.
so-
She was really tuckered out, so yeah.
I do have 2
Zander.
wounds, though. Does anyone remember why I have wounds? Did I accidentally put it in wounds instead of strain? That's my question.
We have
Probably.
You might have.
You did magic last time. I don't remember you
I
getting
did.
hit by
Yeah, that sounds like you accidentally put it into.
All
wounds.
right, that makes more sense. I have 2, then I'll take a cool check. Oh, actually, never mind. You spent a story point. I'm fine.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, look at that. Zealous fire, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got zealous fire too.
I know. That's why I have it because you had it. I was like, that's
Good
cool. I
job.
need that
I
one.
approve.
So Zander, when Voltaire
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I'm assuming-
Zander, what is your cool first? Because he said he
2
wants.
yellow, 3 green.
all right.
Wait, 2 yellow, 3 green? Oh my
You've
god.
got 5 presents.
What the heck?
You've got 2 triumphs.
I'd say his
You-
strain's gone.
Recovered all your strain, and you get to. Well, first, what's your strain?
7.
Hey.
7. Okay, yeah, you recover all your strain, and you get to upgrade your first check. this encounter.
Nice.
I love it.
Boy.
Here for it all day. In that case, X-nay the energy drink. We're good.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, really. Go.
All right, but does Voltaire have any blessed ammunition besides his arrows? Probably.
Yes.
Cayden would like to borrow some
Okay.
because blessed stuff is the most expensive stuff for Monster Hunters to get, and he has very little.
Oh, yeah. Rian could have, but I misunderstood the wealth rule when creating Rian, so he doesn't. Now I'm like, why did I not understand this before?
Yeah, Jonathan did go into great, painstaking detail in
He
describing.
did.
Says
He
you.
did.
Oh.
I know. I screwed it up. That's why I can say.
Okay,
That's why I can say 2020 hindsight.
gotcha.
He did explain it.
He did explain. I know. But like you could have like one or two items of higher rarity than what you can normally afford. I'm like, okay. I completely misunderstood that rule, I think.
Mm.
All right.
You do what you can. What's happening?
So,
Good evening.
Joan successfully veiled the full ambush party
Nice.
Nice.
thanks to her brilliant casting. So we watch from our hidden place as the Bone Mage's army of what is now over 100 skeletons pours into the building, past the first trap harmlessly, and then get torn apart by each trap. So we get to see as the traps, they don't actually cause explosions that damage the building. The explosions that happened didn't cause any damage to the actual building itself. They instead just released a massive amount of magical energy that basically tore the life energy out of the skeletons. Would have also happened if they were people, but
They're not. Well,
Ouch.
Fun.
Hey, look,
Okay.
the professor's
Anyway.
good. He's not that good.
so no moral issues here because they were skeletons.
thank you. I appreciate it. That would have been bad.
But because the first trap did not spring, the Bone Mage still has 5 of his skeletons around him when he stops his forward march.
Okay.
And while he's giving that little speech about come out, wherever you are type stuff, he's prepping a ritual of his own.
No, please.
So we see him as he starts to take out these blackened bones that, like, each bone is just ridged with spikes growing out of the bone as he begins to lay them out in front of him. All right, is everyone ready?
Andressen nods.
That's fun.
Rian draws both his blessed knives out.
Joan drops the veil and vigilance. I mean, cool for us. Vigilance for them.
Vigilance for me! So my vigilance is now 3 yellow and 2 blue.
Nice.
And I have constant vigilance, because yes.
Good job.
All right, next. Who's next in the order?
I have 2 yellow and a green.
All right. Joan has 3 yellow and a green and 2 blue. All right, Rian?
Cool is 2 yellow, but I would like to use my rapid reaction talent, so I will suffer 3 strain to give myself 3 automatic successes.
Nice. Guess with that zealous fire, you can afford to...
Short for spend string. It's going out of style.
Yeah.
Zealous fire.
Rian just got bottomless energy over here. All right, that's the highest amount of successes so far, so it looks like Rian will probably be going first.
Yeah.
Voltaire?
2 yellow, 3 green.
Voltaire rolls a triumph.
Incorrect.
He rolled 2.
Also incorrect.
He rolled 3.
He only has 2 yellows. It's literally impossible for him to roll 3 times. All right, we have caught the Bone Mage very off guard
Beautiful.
as he rolled 1 success. So the turn
Written
order,
in literal pieces.
the turn order is Rian, Voltaire, Joan, Cayden, Andi, Bone Mage, Skeletons.
Wow.
Where is... never mind.
What range are we at?
Whatever range we need to be. We were invisible, and we only dropped the invisibility when we needed to.
Where are we exactly? Are we outside?
So Joan can extend the range of her invisibility only so far.
Right.
She can extend it to, where is that? Easy, within short range. Okay. You have to be within short range of Joan.
Okay. How far away is...
That does mean if Joan is at, say, short range of the bad guy, someone else could get into engaged range. Well, actually, if you were at engaged range at the very start, he probably would have been able to make a check to.
So I think we have
the closest you could start to him is short range. The furthest you could start from him would be, I guess,
technically long range, because
long range is 2 range bands.
Yeah, but from him, yeah, you're right.
No, like long range is worth 2 of medium range.
I think I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
So yeah, Rian would have been at short range then.
Okay, so Rian's at short. Joan's also going to be at short.
Again, like, where are we? Are we outside? Like,
we are inside the building.
Okay, we're inside the building.
Is
there any feasible cover in the area?
Yes, there's hallways that go out.
Hallways and alcoves and classrooms.
And classrooms, yeah. You could,
fountains.
Okay.
And whatever the frick.
We probably popped out, so we were walking around, so you'd have to, if you wanted to go into a classroom, you'd have to do that now. Because Joan also needs line of sight. She couldn't, like, keep you invisible while you're in another, like, while there's a closed door between you.
Right. Okay. All right. Cayden will be at short as well, I guess. Yeah.
Voltaire? Andi?
She'll be at short. Why not?
Short's a good distance.
Okay. Short means the skeletons can charge at you once it's their turn, but maybe they'll be dead by then. Who knows? All right, Rian goes first.
Okay, just to clarify, skeletons are minion class, right?
Yes.
You're using blessed weaponry, so that means that will actually affect them.
Does he want to do it? I think he wants to do it. Do it.
We do have a amount of skeletons in between us and him.
Do it.
Acting as his
okay, so skeletons and the bone range are at short range altogether, correct?
Yes, they are at engaged range of him, kind of like circled around him, protecting him and his ritual that he was working on.
Okay.
The faster they go away, the faster we interrupt that ritual.
Well, I had some prepared, but that was more suited for if we were fighting the Inquisition, so... Okay, but I can do this one instead. So, before the invisibility drops, he's got to drop the glamour of the glamour stone because he's going to need all of his concentration for this. He's going to kind of cross his arms over his chest to himself. He just says, "It's time to sing, Rian. Just remember not to get lost in the song." And as the invisibility drops, spends a maneuver to get into engaged range of everyone. And then he's going to spend a story point to activate his heroic ability and sing his blade song.
I'm so excited.
You just see him rush off and more or less like dancing around the skeletons, chopping off the bones, shattering skulls and ribs and arms and stuff till they're all more or less sliced and diced and decimated. And then gonna spend his other maneuver to activate the Berserk talent.
Oh my god.
So I use this talent until the end of the encounter or until I am incapacitated. I add 1 success and 2 advantages to all melee combat checks that I make.
Oh,
however, opponents add 1 success to all combat checks targeting Rian. And while Berserk is active, I cannot make any ranged combat checks, just melee. Then at the end of the encounter, or when I'm incapacitated, I suffer 6 strain.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. My heroic ability has rejuvenation too, so I actually heal 4 strain.
No.
All right.
Wow.
And then we're going to swing at the Bone Mage.
Oh, right. Because
I want to
heroic abilities are incidental.
I want to focus in on this a bit. Rian comes in and just turns into a whirlwind of destruction, just tearing through these skeletons like a hurricane. Absolute devastation in a way that no human should be able to manage.
Question.
I may have an answer.
Cayden can definitely hear the result of this, which will be fun in and of itself, but he can't like see what's happening. Is there any shift? I'm not saying like if there's magic, but like is there something different about Rian in this situation that Cayden could maybe sense?
Would you need to make a check for that or not? Or is
how obvious it is? Is there an obvious change in smell, sound, that sort of thing.
And we've
You
determined that
Like, could he
can...
hear a song that's could he sense the song?
Well,
Yeah.
important for Nathaniel to know is that we've determined that Cayden, if he wants to, can accurately pick up on the people around him's emotions through the senses.
Yeah, but that would require a check. We're figuring out whether or not he needs a check yet.
Yeah, but I mean, it's important that he know that.
Right.
True, that is important.
It's true.
I'm thinking probably that Cayden, he has to focus on the fight. Exactly what's going on can wait until after.
Correct.
An possibly deadly sorcerer.
I was just curious, mainly
I
for
think
Cayden's
that
sake
is-
as well, but I agree in that regard as well.
Okay.
So how does Rian use his action now that
To
he's
attack.
used his
now that he's
additional
in
ability
a
to destroy
blood
almost all of
rage.
the enemies? Actually, all of them except for one.
Yep.
Love that. Where's the Mindbreaker? That's for another time. That's for later.
Striking at the Bone Mage.
Hit
Amy,
him.
what were you?
What is your melee light skill?
Melee light, 3 ranks, but I have finesse, so 4 agility, so that's 3 yellow and a green.
And you get 2 advantages and 1 success?
Yep.
Boy, oh boy.
It's going to be a combined combat check, but I have dual wielder, so that takes care of that part.
Alright. It does not take care of the adversary.
Obviously.
Definitely not.
Oh, I also have empowered 1, so he does get a blue die.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Check a blue die.
You succeeded with a triumph.
Yay!
How many advantages?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Jeez.
Alright, well, I'm gonna use my dual strike talent, suffer 2 strain to hit with my second weapon instead of the 2 advantages.
Wow, okay, what are you doing with your advantages then?
Oh, do the blessed quality have any effect with the crits on this guy or no?
Oh, speaking of which, before we actually get to that point, I should remember, almost forgot, as you attack, find a story point to throw up a
Reflective barrier.
reflective barrier. That's what's.
Dang it.
How many story points? Where's the distribution right now?
Oh, the story point distribution is 4 and 3. He reduces the damage from all attacks by 7.
What?
Oh my gosh.
As Rian comes in to attack, and the Bone Mage's eyes grow wide, and he just jerks his hand up, and the shattered bones from the skeletons all around him come together and coalesce into a wall of bones between him and Rian.
Yo!
Okay, can I still crit the guy?
No, you can't break through the bone shield, I assume, unless you can do a lot more damage than I think you can.
Let's see. I do have the talent Lucky Strike, which is to my agility. When my character makes a successful combat check, I'm going to spend 1 story point to use it. I add damage equal to my character's ranks and agility. And then I also have finesse improved.
So first, what's your agility?
4.
How much? And you're using blessed knives?
Yes.
That adds 1.
Mm-hmm.
Another 4.
Is that the
Then
successes?
4 from your finesse improved.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus 1. Plus 4 from your lucky strike.
Yep.
And then that's 1, 2, 3. So yeah, okay, no, you can break through.
All right, that's the 1 hit of the combat check. So yeah, the first knife just shattered.
So he conjures up this wall of bones, and Rian smashes right through it.
Shoot. He's in Berserk mode, so.
Because that's a total of 9 soak, basically, that he pulled up there, because he already has 2, and then...
Right.
plus 7. But yeah, you just did 12 damage, so that's...
To
so
the first attack and the second attack, since I used dual strike. That's the one I could crit him with, right?
Yep.
Does the blessed quality affect with this guy or not?
No, he's human. He's a messed up
Okay.
human. He's human.
So we'll spend 2 advantages to activate the crit on that second hit, then we'll spend the triumph and the other 2 to improve upon that crit.
Plus 70.
Yes! 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 Sing that song, Rian. Just keep singing.
Keep singing.
Just keep singing.
You
Just
may
keep
want to.
singing.
You may not want to say
But
that.
I don't really want to kill this person because I'm afraid of who will come after us.
I wouldn't come after you. It'd come after me.
That is a valid concern.
That is a good point.
All right. the bone mage, so you rolled 2.
So we're 72.
Well,
I rolled a
Which
2.
is hamstrung. The target loses their free maneuver until this critical injury is healed.
That is helpful. Yes.
So you smash through his shield, and he tried to turn and run, basically. And you just slashed at his back of his legs and got his hamstring.
oh my gosh.
Ouch.
He slow-mo as this guy just shield smash double hit through the shield, just skeletal face, eyes go wide, turns around.
Okay, Rian. Okay.
It's about to get better, folks.
Is it?
Okay.
What?
Because it's at that moment, Rian starts to have a small feral grin form on his face as he becomes lost in the song.
No, hey, you said to yourself not to do that.
And no longer has control of himself, and neither do I.
What? Wait, what?
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, what?
I have control now.